Can we open this Yale Series 12060 level 6 security padlock without a key or without these? Well, that's our challenge for today. Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to LockLab 101. What we're going to do today is we're going to open and decode this this Yale 12060 series padlock, which by the way has a level 6 security rating. We're going to open her up without using the key or any lock picking picks. And we're going to decode it so that if we wanted to, we could generate another key. Alright, let's see what we got. So this is a Yale 12060. It's a fairly heavy lock. It has a level 6 security rating. It's 5 pins. It says on the package, plus we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see it there. A fairly heavy spring. Alright. Okay, it does not have ball bearings, which means we could probably top shim this. I haven't yet. I just pulled it out of the package, as you see. We may do that later. But what we're going to do today, very, very heavy springs, is decode it. Well, we're going to open it and decode it without using any picks or the key. And what we're going to use is a John Fowl decoder. Okay, we're going to use this decoder here. I'm going to explain how it works real quick first, and then I will demonstrate that. Okay, so this John Fowl decoder works very similar to how you impression a key. Okay, while you're impressioning a key, you put a key blank in, you put tension on it, and then you go up and down, and the pins that have tension, well, they impression the key. Then you pull the key out, you file a little bit, and then you continue to do that till you have a working key. What this does, you insert this into the lock, and then you pull this back, and it interrogates every pin. And the pins that have resistance, you put it in this cam, and then you increase the key depth. Okay, let me show you how that works. Okay, all right. So imagine this is inserted into the lock, and then what you do is you pull this back, and it lifts. And every time you pull this back, it very, very minutely lifts each one of these interrogators, these pin interrogators. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here, and what you want to look at are these pin interrogators here, these peaks, or you can look right along this area here, and you'll see that it lifts it up. So I'm actually going to put this right here to simulate there's tension on them. Okay, this is pin 5, so it's this pin right here. Pin 4, lifted. Pin 3, lifted. Pin 2, and then pin 1. Okay. And as that is happening, as I'm pulling this back, right here is the indication of what pin you're on. So if I have resistance, it'll be on pin 1. Okay, and as I pull that back, so I'm on pin 5 right now, indicated by what you see right here, and you'll see number 5 lift slightly, and then pin 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you insert it into the lock, you create tension using this tension handle, and then you interrogate it. And you write down what pins had tension on them. You stick it in here, and this is the cam part of this cam decoder. Right like this. Stick it in here. You pull this back, which releases the retention of each one of those pin interrogators, and then you advance them, or each one of these will change the pin interrogator on the decoder. And then I can advance it to whatever key cut I want. When I'm trying to decode it, if pin number 5 had a resistance on it or tension on it, I'll go to pin number 5 and I'll advance it 1. And then if pin number 3 had resistance on it or tension on it, I go to pin number 3 and I'd advance it 1. And you'll see this demonstrated here in a second. Then I pull it out and you do it again. Okay, so that's how this John Fowl decoder works. What we're going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate that. Oh, so before I demonstrate that, so each one of these pin cuts, 1 through 9, as I write it down, say pin number 5 is, let's say my combination is, pin 5 is 2, 2, 3, 2, 1. I would come over to this chart, and this chart here tells me the dimension of the key cut, and see what key cut it is and what the height of it is, so I can cut it on a key making machine or whatever. Okay, so as an example, so this key here opens this slot. Okay, good. All right, let's interrogate this key real quick, and we're going to see how it correlates. All right, so pin 1 reads at a 6.65 millimeter. 6.65 millimeter. Okay, I can come over here and see that a 6.65 millimeter is a number 3 cut. And we could do the whole thing right now, but we're not going to do that. We're going to work through the problem as if it's a puzzle and we don't have the key. Okay, but that's just how this chart, which I have for many locks, once you have the key height, you can cut a key. Okay, and I have of these that correspond with the most common lock manufacturers. There's a lot of China stuff out there that I don't have, but any major lock manufacturer, there's a decoder there for them. That's how this piece of kit works, and I'm going to now demonstrate it. So let's get this lock in a vise. This is a rubber band that I use just so that these don't fall out. So right now we're on all the pin interrogators. They're all on 0. Let's see what we got. We're all at zeros here. So this is our first interrogation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I'm going to pull the locking cam out. I'm going to apply tension and then interrogate. 5 needs to be advanced. 4 needs to be advanced. 3 needs to be advanced. 2 and 1. So every one of them needs to be advanced. And I know that because when I pulled it out, when I got to the key counter or the pin counter indicator, there was resistance on it. Okay, locking bar is in. Okay, so if I pull this out without this locking bar in there, it becomes a yard cell. All those little pieces, all these little pieces come out. And how do I know that? Because I've done it. That's simple as that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pan out, pull the locking bar, and we agreed that we're going to advance everybody. All pins advance 1. Right like that. Okay, put the locking bar in, come out here. Now all of these little pieces have been changed. They were zeros, now they're all ones. Put this in here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Apply, pull the locking bar, apply tension, and interrogate. Okay, you see number 5, it's pretty clean. A little bit, but not much. 4, little bit. 3, there's a little bit. 2, resistance, get past 2, and 1, there's resistance. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to advance 4, 3, 2, and 1 time. Locking bar in, decoder out. Let's pan out just a little bit. Okay, what we agreed to was pull the locking bar to advance 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now 1 through 4 is on 2, 5 still on 1. Locking bars in, insert into lock, pull cam. Okay, what you want to look at is these numbers right here. I'm going to apply tension, and we got nothing on 5, nothing on 4, nothing on 3, 2. First one I come to is 2, get past 2, and 1. Okay, so push that in, locking bar in, come out, and we agreed to advance number 2 and number 1. Locking bar out, 2 and 1. I'm going to pan out just a little bit. So this right here is just like a cheater. It gives you leverage, because sometimes this way it's not a guarantee. Still a possibility though. Well, yeah, you see how it both 1 and 2 advanced to 3. Put the locking bar back in, pull this out. This is what changed, and these interrogators are key cuts 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. All right, put it in the lock. I'm going to zoom in, pull the locking bar, apply. Oh, there we go. Oh wow. Oh shoot, what happened? Okay, what happened was I pulled that out and I created a yard sale because I wasn't thinking straight. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is use my chart to find out which piece goes where, put them back on here, and then put the locking bar. That is exactly what happens when you lose focus. And, well, yeah, you lose focus. You create a yard cell. Okay, and you can see how that, I just advanced that little by little, one at a time. Okay, we're back at it. Let's see if it still works though. Okay, we're good. Okay, so now you see in excruciating detail how I can take these numbers here, the 3, 4, 2, 2, 1, from here and find out what key depth they are. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do, come in here, pull the retainer, reset them all to 0, reset the retaining bar, pull it out, and it's ready to go again for the next lock. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments. I'll answer it. I hope you got something out of this. This is a little bit different, not quite the lock picking, the standard lock picking with, you know, picks and tension tools and stuff like that. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Consider watching my other videos. And as always, thank you very much.